Top story we're tracking for our viewers is coming from Washington, where, according to a White House official, U.S. President Donald Trump has suspended military aid to Ukraine, sharply escalating pressure on Kiev to agree to peace negotiations with Russia. The report comes after U.S. President Donald Trump condemned Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for saying that a deal to end the war with Russia was very far away. Trump called Zelensky's assertion the worst statement to have been made by him. The U.S. president warned that he would not put up with much longer with the pressure with Zelensky's stance on the war.
I want to see it end fast. I don't want to see this go on for years and years. Now, President Zelensky supposedly made a statement today in AP. I'm not a big fan of AP, so maybe it was an incorrect statement, but he said he thinks the war's going to go on for a long time. And he better not be right about that. That's all I'm saying.
And the latest remarks come after the Ukrainian president accused Russia of not being serious about peace. Zelensky reiterated that tough security guarantees were the only way to end the conflict. The U.S. president stepped up his threats, hinting that Zelensky won't be around very long without a ceasefire deal with Moscow.
We have to make a deal, and the deal can be made very fast. It should not be that hard a deal to make. It can be made very fast. Now, maybe somebody doesn't want to make a deal, and if somebody doesn't want to make a deal, I think that person won't be around very long. That person will not be listened to very long. Because I believe that Russia wants to make a deal. I believe certainly the people of Ukraine want to make a deal. They've suffered more than anybody else.
And Trump said Zelensky should be more appreciative of the billions of dollars of military aid that Washington has contributed to Kiev's fight against Russia.
Well, I just think he should be more appreciative because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin. We've given them much more than Europe, and Europe should have given more than us, because, as you know, that's right there. That's the border. This country really was like the fence on the border. It was very important to Europe, and I'm not knocking Europe. I'm saying that they were a lot smarter than Joe Biden.
And during an event at the White House, however, Trump had played down reports that he could halt military aid.
Have you decided if you're going to suspend military aid to Ukraine? Have you made that decision?
Well, I haven't even talked about that right now. I mean, right now, we'll see what happens. A lot of things are happening right now as we speak. I mean, literally as we speak. I could give you an answer and go back to my office, the beautiful Oval Office. I could go back into the Oval Office and find out that the answer is obsolete.
In addition, the U.S. president offered hope that a mineral deal that fell through last week due to the row between the two leaders could be revived.
The Ukraine minerals deal now dead, or can it be revived? What's your...
Well, I'll let you know. We're making a speech. You probably heard about it tomorrow night, so I'll let you know tomorrow night. But no, I don't think so. I think it's a great deal for...
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Zelensky, in his nightly address, said he wants the fastest possible end to the war in his country. But ceasefire without U.S. security guarantees will be a failure.
We need peace, real honest peace, not endless war. And we need security guarantees. It was the lack of security guarantees for Ukraine 11 years ago that allowed Russia to start with the occupation of Crimea and the war in Donbass.
Дозволили Росії почати з окупації Криму та війни на Донбасі.
And on the ground, Ukrainian officials reported fatalities from a Russian missile which had struck a populated area. And Donald Trump, following that, has suspended military aid to Ukraine, which is sharply escalating pressure on Kyiv to agree to peace negotiations with Russia. Now, for more of this, we're joined by Dr. Sergei Markov, who's the former advisor to President Putin from Moscow. He was also a former member of the Russian parliament and director of the Institute of Political Studies and Russian political scientist. Thank you so much for joining us today on WION The World is One.
Hello.
So let me begin by asking that in the light of the recent developments following the controversial row at the White House on Friday and then the meeting of European leaders in London, and post that this latest remark by the Trump administration has far-reaching implications for both the parties involved. What is your assessment of this latest development?
It can create problems for the Ukrainian army. It's not war between Russia and Ukraine, it's a war of Western coalition against Russia. And now we can see that most strong part of those coalition, the United States of America, stepped down from those wars. At the same time, it's what not mostly important stopping of the American military supply to Ukrainian army. Because more important is, first of all, Starlink is internet connection which used by Ukrainian army for drones. And you may know that drones is now main weaponry on the battlefield. And also Starlink helped to the units of the military units of Ukrainian army to have connection with each other on the battlefield. This Starlink using by Ukrainian army did not stop. Another important American military capacity which continued to be used by Ukrainian army is a satellite intelligence service from American military group. It's this intelligence service giving information to Ukrainian army where they should target the drone and rocket missiles attack. Also, it's connected with targeting of the rocket missiles, because rocket missiles used by Ukrainian army not able to do it independently from United States Army, because this targeting should be with using of the same satellite American military group. So this Trump still didn't stop. So it's military analysts saying that conclusion from this stopping of military supply now will be only moral for the Ukrainian army and for Ukrainian government. But on the battlefield, it will influence in 2 or 3 months from now a little bit, and more strong probably in 4 and 6 months. Also, another very good news that the European Union was not able to now to give $20 billion euros to the Ukrainian army, because it has been blocked by Hungary, probably because Hungary Prime Minister have good relations with President Trump. So it's very bad news for Ukrainian army, good news for Russian army. My possible guess for the future, mostly Donald Trump demand apologies from the President Zelensky for such assaulting behavior which Zelensky showed in White House when he visited Washington last Friday. And I think that Vladimir Zelensky just will express his public apologies. It will be live,
right. And,
but
Mr. Markov, Zelensky has said that he wants to end the peace as soon as possible. And he has also accused the Russian president of not being serious about peace. So what's your take on that?
Vladimir Zelensky is a liar, and he's a maniac of the war. And now it's clear everyone. It's what we repeated 3 years not everybody trust to what we're talking about now. It's clear for everybody. Vladimir Putin wants to stop this war as much as possible. But Russia demands that there should be a real stopping of war, but not pause in the war. It's exactly what Zelensky and some other Europeans now suggest. They told, okay, we have problems with shells, with rocket missiles, with destabilization of the Ukrainian army. So let's make some break in the war for the 2 or 3 months probably. And then we will start the war again. No. It's not what Russia likes. Russia wants to resolve the problem where this war appears to be. This problem is that Ukraine has no democracy. Ukraine has repressive, Russophobic regime. You know, they are strong monumental to the Fyodor Dostoevsky and Leo Tolstoy and all other Russian poets and writers. They prohibited Russian language in media, in education system, in governmental system. But Russian language is a native language for the 70%, 70% of the of the Ukrainian citizens. So it's attempt of using terror for making Ukraine anti-Russian.
We'll be monitoring the situation as it develops further. But for now, thank you so much for joining us on WION World is One with your valuable insights and observations.
Thank you.